but I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal.
This is Equilibrium Man, my ultimate Ironman account where I have to level my skills as equally as possible, no more than one level apart. We just finished the Bodhi number base level, and we have only 4 quests to go to reach our goal of the quest cape. In just 2 more base levels, we will have all the requirements to start every quest, and we can make that final dash. The last 4 quests for the quest cape are major. Desert Treasure 2, Dragon Slayer 2, A Night at the Theater, and While Gothic Sleeps. And of course, a laundry list of mini-quests to fully green out that quest log. Buckle up, fellers, you're in for a wild ride. I'm AFKing a Karask task on the side because it's time to think. We're rapidly approaching the base level needed to complete all quests currently in the game, base 75. And if there was ever a time to thoroughly plan out my next few base levels, that time is now. The biggest obstacles are 2.5 quests requiring 75 magic, Dragon Slayer 2, Desert Treasure 2, and Mage Arena 2, a mini quest. We're going to be attempting them as soon as we hit that level, though whether we'll actually be able to complete it or not is another question. First though, I think I want to knock out some of those mini quests. Barbarian training is one I worked on a while back, and the last task I need to complete is lighting a pyre ship. The trouble is that we need some chewed bones, which are only dropped by mithril dragons, one of the toughest dragons out there. Killing these guys is rough. Thanks to watching an episode of Extreme Gnome though, we have a safety strat. If you wait out the NPC aggression timer, the monsters become unaggressive until you attack them first. That makes it so we can kind of flinch these dragons by going up and down the stairs, dealing free damage and taking none. This works because when I go downstairs, it makes them stop attacking me, and when I go upstairs I get 1 free hit on them before they can retaliate. It'll be tedious, but let's hit that grind. Watching the screen bounce up and down over and over for hours on end really started to cause some mind strain. But after 34 kills, we got the chewed bones. Oh, we got him! Jesus, I'm so glad we got lucky. We lit up our pyre ship, and that's Barbarian training complete. Next on the list is Family Pest. Oh boy, I can't wait to waste 500k GP for gloves that I still haven't even used on this account. But it's all for the fully green quest log. Family Pest complete. Then there was the frozen door. Now, I'm not sure if you all are aware of this or not, but I'm kind of a major PVM noob. I've barely done any bossing on my main, and when I did, it wasn't much harder than the Giant Mole or Barrows, or a single Jad KC for the Fire Cape. I have never once in my life done a single KC at God Wars, and this mini-quest wants me to fight all 4 God Wars dungeon bosses. You may not technically need to complete the mini-quests for the quest cape, but I need to complete all mini-quests. My brain told me so. But first, let's make this inventory a little more bossing friendly. For now, I'm going to stick my gear in my looting bag and bust out the rune crafting level so I can drop this colossal pouch for a while. And we have 74 rune crafting. Next, agility. We only have to get 17 more Marks of Grace to complete our graceful outfit, so let's blast those laps out real quick so we can clear out 1 more inventory slot. Last Mark of Grace. We can buy our graceful set, spamming the clan chat. Equal clan, by the way, come join. And store that outfit away without even putting it on. Hell yeah, inventory is clean. Now we want some upgrades. Brumith, or Iron Lotad, wanted to run some Barbarian Assault, so we grouped up on stream to get me a fighter torso. I promise I didn't just leech. There was definitely some leeching going on, but it wasn't all leeching, honest. Okay, I'm all geared up, and I've watched a dozen guides. I'm not here to grind, just get 1 KC and get out, so let's give it our best shot. First up, General Gardor.
Alright. Although this is going to quite be possible.
First try, we honestly didn't stand a chance. Not even close to a chance. It didn't help that I forgot to sip my attack boosts, but still, something's gotta change. I tried getting some Sunlight Antelope meat for better 1-click healing. Less time eating is more time attacking. Second try, we got him a little under half. That's definitely better. Maybe next time I'll remember to equip my shield. And third try was way worse. You know what? Fuck the frozen door. At least for now. Maybe I'll be ready to take it on again in the next couple base levels. Actually, before we just give up, how about some other gear upgrades? Barrows, anyone? Maybe we can get good enough gear to stand a chance. Barrows is one of the very few bosses I actually have experience with, so this'll be dead easy. It's a shame we have to waste hit points XP on magic attacks, but we can find other ways to help keep our Slayer XP equalized. It would be pretty cool if I could get a Carol's body or legs. This is sort of a last-ditch effort to get me strong enough to take on the God Wars bosses. If I don't get mega lucky, we're gonna give up on the whole bossing situation, for at least another base level. We went all the way to 74 magic. Just a little longer to 74 hit points, opening 25 chests along the way and got not a single item, useful or otherwise. Now we have 4 other combat skills and Slayer left to level, and we didn't even gain anything out of it. Outstanding. We did somehow manage to accidentally complete the easy tier of the combat achievements, so that's 1 lamp we can put on Slayer. Now we just need several more. We were already most of the way through the range level, so we finished that out on a Slayer task. And luckily, the gangsters in Korend had my back on the melee stats. They even gave me a hard clue I could do. Black dragon hide legs! Thanks, now I have to hold on to these forever. Those gangsters also gave me more than enough noted planks for the construction level. We're done with combats and only 1/4 of the way through to the next hit points level. As for Slayer, well, we'll worry about Slayer a little later. For now, it's actually time to quest. I totally overlooked it because in my mind it needed base 75 like Dragon Slayer 2 and Desert Treasure 2, but on second look, I only needed base 72. It's time for Wild Gothic Sleeps. Damn, there's a lot of surprise combat in this quest, thankfully nothing too hard so far. Man, modern quest design is so nice. I love all these free teleports everywhere. I even get a free Snappy D-Seed? Hot damn. And another free teleport. First try on the magic guy, Sirach Magus. I was actually kinda kicking his ass until I misclicked on the elemental magic spells.
Whoopsie.
But I'll have his ass easy next try. Attempt 2. What the hell? Missed him? That's never happened before. Oh my god. I swear to god, the entire last fight, I'd never splashed on those guys once. I didn't think you could splash on them. I'm a little low on food. Oh no, not true sorcery. No, earth. Oh fuck, I splashed. I splashed, bro. I'm gonna have to teleport out. Unlucky. Here is attempt number 4, I think. True sorcery. Alright. Air. Water. Earth. Wait, I splashed, you bitch. He's close though. We might have him. I am out of food. Oh yeah. Easy as pie. That boss was actually not that bad. Thank you to Kemi for making a short, very informative, and also very funny video guide that helped me be prepared for the fight. I'm skipping ahead to prevent spoilers. This quest is definitely one to experience yourself. Suffice it to say, rip to a legend. And then it was time for the final fight, the Balance Elemental. Truly fitting for a feller such as I. Kicking his ass so far. Oh, shut. Alright, shouldn't have said that. He hasn't gotten to phase 3, but we're doing it. Oh shit. He's doing that thing. Double praying. The video said that he's weak to the style that he's attacking with, but currently he just appears to be praying against exactly what I'm doing, which is problematic. Frick. Oh, whoa, whoa! Whoa! Ah!
Alright.
I think the video guide I used may have been a little outdated. Sorry, Kimmy. Turns out, we do need all 3 combat styles. But I think we've got this second try, easy. I was so confident, I just picked up my leftover supplies and hopped right in for round 2. We are once again kicking his ass. God, he's attacking so fast. Jesus Christ, look at how fast he's attacking. Oh my god, he's attacking so fast, it's really freaking me the frick out. Oh, baby. Whew. God damn, that was scary. And that's While Gothic Sleeps completed. 74 Thieving, 74 Farming, 74 Herblore, and 74 Hunter. Now all that remains is Dragon Slayer 2, Desert Treasure 2, and A Night at the Theater, which we will likely be doing next. Not yet though. For now, it's skilling time. And that's base 74. Kinda. We still have 65k Slayer XP to go. A lot of folks have wondered what challenges we might face now that we're higher level, and this is the biggest one. But we have our methods. First is Tears of Gothics. You can do this minigame once per week for some free XP in your lowest level skill, which for us is Slayer. Despite its Gothixian relevance to our own balanced grind though, we actually haven't done this a single time since we first unlocked it. XP waste, I know. But the XP we needed never quite lined up. The more quest points you have, the longer you can collect tiers, so it can stay quite a while. That's 213 tiers for 12k XP. Only 50k to go. Now, could I just log out for a week and do this over and over again till we get the level? Yeah, I could do that. But I won't. Nobody wants to wait that long. Next up is Achievement Diaries. We've done all medium diaries, so we had to go for the hards. Unfortunately, the hard diaries live up to their name. We wandered around the game doing various tasks, but honestly had a hard time completing a full diary. You either need to get an item from a drop to finish out a task, or I was just one level off of a skill challenge. Or I had to boss. And we don't have the XP for that right now. When I'm at base 75, I think I'll technically be able to do all the hard diaries. But for now, I just needed to complete a couple, to lessen the Slayer burden. And finally, in the darkest of places, we managed our first full diary. That is the Mauritania Hard Diaries completed, and our first 15k XP lamp on Slayer. Thank you, settled. I had to go a little harder for the rest though. Honestly, I talk it up, but it isn't that bad. Aside from some fiddly UIM related bullshit, a lot of these tasks aren't much. It's just a little more than I had in mind when I told myself I could just easily go off and do a few diaries for some Slayer XP. For the Lumberch Hard Diaries, all I had left to do was Mage Training Arena, possibly my least favorite activity in the game. We need to unlock the Bones to Peaches spell. Since I greenlogged this place on my main, I've heard they made the whole thing a whole lot nicer to do, but my hopes are not the highest. I started in the enchantment room and got myself enough points, but it also got me about halfway through the next magic level. The math wasn't quite mathing, but we'll see if the other rooms give less XP, hopefully. Yeah, okay, this place still fucking sucks, and it gives way too much XP. I'm leaving. Our next option is the Baroque Hard Diary, which should be a little easier. We've already done most of the tasks. All we've got left is to use the Skull Scepter to teleport to Barbarian Village, which requires us to get a few monster drops from a few different monsters in the Stronghold of Security. First is Minotaurs. Check. Then Flesh Crawlers. Oh, I got it. Third, Catavlopons. Almost triple the drop rate, but we got it. And last, Ankus. Ooh, got it quick. Now we just combine the staff parts, teleport, and that's the Baroque Hard Diaries complete. Another 15k XP for Slayer, only 22k XP to go. Really, at this point, I could probably grind it out just doing regular Slayer without having to worry about overleveling. but I want to show off the last thing in my back pocket for when we inevitably face this Slayer issue again. Introducing Temple Trekking. If you've seen Settled series Swampletics, chances are you know what's about to happen. We can escort these NPCs across the Mortmire Swamp, facing random encounters along the way. When we complete the journey, we get a reward token. So long as you take Route 1, you can evade combat encounters, avoiding XP. So if we continue escorting people back and forth across the swamp, we can stack up a theoretically infinite pile of these tokens. We can then hand in these reward tokens for a few different rewards. Some more useful to me than others, and one of which being random XP tomes, with a chance of getting a tome for Slayer. Unfortunately, there's no way to choose which tomes you get, so we're going to be doing some certified XP waste and dropping any that don't give us Slayer XP. When we do get a Slayer XP tome though, that is 1.5k Slayer XP totally for free. And that's the basic story. Let's hit that grind. Yes. It took about 4.5 hours of straight trekking it, but there's 74 Slayer and base 74, for real this time. While it may be free XP, it's definitely not the most fun XP, so we're only going to be saving this method for the most desperate of times. Regular Slayer beats this any day of the week. Now we've got to go for base 75. For my first trick, back to Mage Training Arena. I need 75 magic to start the final quests we need to complete, and I may as well try for that Lumbridge Heart Diary while I'm at it. Okay, yep, we're not even halfway through the second room, and already we're almost level 75. This is going to take a few base levels. We're leaving for now, because I want to actually be able to use some magic for the rest of the base level circuit. As for the plan going forward, I think I want to get all my regular stats up to 75 before I go hard on questing. That way, I'll have essentially 1 to 2 whole levels worth of combat XP for quest boss attempts. You know what that means. Another level montage. Okay, friends and fellers, I've got a pocket full of seeds to burn through and some serious questing to prepare for. We're most of the way to base 75, leaving only farming, Slayer, and the combat skills, plus a few extra skills which we will hopefully level with quest to reward XP. Wish me luck. As mentioned previously, we still have 3 real quests to complete, and I also still want to complete all the mini quests to fully green out that quest log. We tried the frozen door earlier, but really struggled. I've got a backup method in the back pocket to try out later, but for now we're skipping down the list to Hope Spear's Will. For this mini quest, we need to go back to the Land of the Goblins and have a rematch with the Goblin War Priests of the past. This time, unarmed, with nothing but my fists, a backpack full of food, and some very cheating protection prayers. I'm pretty much right at the right level for this, so it was a little tough, but nothing I couldn't handle.
Alright. Okay.
Once I took all 5 down, I buried their bones for almost 40k prayer XP. Not bad. Mini quest complete. Next, we have the Mage Arena. Different from the Mage Training Arena. I've technically already completed Mage Arena 1. I just never claimed the free staff because I knew I'd need it later. So if we claim a staff, Guthix first of course, that is Mage Arena 1 completed officially. Now I need to cast each of the god spells 100 times within the arena, so we can unlock the ability to cast the spells out in the wilds, and attempt Mage Arena 2. On the way we hit 75 magic. That is the final level requirement we need to start all the remaining quests. And that's all 3 spells unlocked. Time for pain. So I said anyway, but I actually kinda destroyed the Ceradoman boss. I was so confident I brought the staves and casts to do the last 2 in one inventory. The Zamorak guy was tougher and drained a little extra food, but I still felt confident enough to go after the last one.
God damn.
And it was extremely close, but we got him too. Mage Arena 2 completed. Look at that cape. Lovely. Time to stick it in my house and rarely, if ever, use it. But that's one more line greened out in the quest log. This next quest is a spooky one, and not just because of the atmosphere. This quest introduces us to one of the biggest pieces of in-game content. It's time for us to spend A Night at the Theater. There's a lot of good lore in and around this quest, and a bit of a preamble to go through, but it all culminates in our very first attempt at the Theater of Blood. Thankfully, it's not the real version. They've prepped a nice, easy entry mode version for us to take on solo. Wish me luck. We actually did surprisingly well, at least at first. We beat the maiden pretty easily, and aside from getting smashed under falling meat a couple of times on bloat, oh my god, I keep getting slapped by the hands, bro. We also beat him easily enough. I didn't do so well on the Nilicus. I don't have any more food, so like... Yep. Frick! But once I figured out the prayer and gear swapping, we had it easy enough. Soditseg hurt us pretty bad. Let's do this. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! But we got him in the end. And Zarpus was very easy. Alright. That guy was pretty easy. I did the achievement. What does that mean? The real challenge was Verzik herself. I don't know what the hell's going on, man. We are not PVMers here. Alright. Ah, rip. Not the... Oh. But even she would meet her doom. Did I do it? Oh, baby! Night at the Theater has been completed. That is one weight off my shoulders. Now we've got just about 4 more. We also got some XP lamps out of it. We'll pop those on the melee stats to help close the gap on HP. Following the Rage train to the next stop, we have Into the Tombs. This one's just a mini quest, so there's less lore and preamble to go through, but either way, this is another entry mode raid. This time for Tombs of a Masket. Whereas I had actually done a single entry mode top on my main before, this raid I have never actually done, not even once. This is gonna be a doozy. In some ways I struggled more with the pre-fight puzzles than I did with the fights themselves. Once I figured out some of the more fiddly mechanics.
How do I... Oh, climb up, okay. Learning experience.
Like exactly how the jars work for Zabak.
Oopsie.
The prayer switching and such ended up being pretty simple. Thanks to the Tombs of a Masket plugin, the scarab puzzles were easy. Though I did still get confused at some parts.
I'm confused. Oh, crawl through passage. I am confusion.
When you try a boss for the first time, it can be a little confusing too.
Whoopsie.
But Kefri wasn't too hard in the end either. The mirror puzzle for Akka was super easy thanks to the plugin, but the boss fight itself was a little bit more of a challenge. It was kinda like the boss fight for Wild Gothic Sleeps, but with less telltale signs of what combat style to use or pray against. Thanks to some video guides though, I learned the trick, and it was only a matter of time until we beat him. I actually struggled pretty hard with the monkey waves before Baba. It helped when I just prayed melee and focused down the majors first, then the rangers, then cleaned up the meleeers after that.
Fuck. Shit.
Hot tip for ya. A lack of stat boosts had me struggling a little against Baba, making it so I couldn't one-shot the boulders. And it didn't help that the video guides I watched failed to mention that the tossed boulders act as shields for that one throw attack. But once I realized what was going on, Baba was also defeated. Then it was the final boss fight, and this is where the whole thing really got fucked. There was a lot of trial and error, while my brain tried to figure out how to pay attention to the boss's prayers, the attacks it was throwing out, and the extra attacks coming from the central pillar all at once.
Fuck.
But we eventually made it to the final phase. We were sidestepping the slams perfectly, nailing his ass down when...
There's no ammo left?
We ran out of bolts. I had brought maybe 400 into the raid, and it turns out it just wasn't enough. I broke down and started trying to melee him. We sidestepped just fine, but when Zabak and Baba popped out to help, I got overwhelmed.
God damn, dude.
I wanted to try again so badly.
YOLO.
But the second phase of the Warden required all 3 attack styles, so it just wasn't meant to be.
Alright. I think we have to give up, because I'm out of arrows.
We had to leave. But we weren't done at the tombs. Leaving means we had to start all over from the beginning, but I already knew I had what it takes, and I was gonna beat this mini quest. We had Zabak first try the second time around, and Kefri too, and Akka. It's been deathless thus far, but I didn't have a lot of faith in myself on the monkeys. And I forgot to pick up the supplies, no chance. When we got to the boss though, We died to him too. Second try though, I'll take my consolation prize. And we were finally back to the final boss. I ended up relying heavily on the ambrosia for the final boss.
Okay. Jesus.
But thank God that's over with. It may have been our second raid, but that was first try too.
Oh shit.
I might be the luckiest dog out there. Sick upgrade. And the mini quest has been completed. Only one mini quest and 2 real quests to go. We're also going to drop this XP lamp on defense. There's 75 defense. The next quest is a major one. About as major as it can get. It's time for Dragon Slayer 2. And definitely not just because the frozen door still scares me. This quest is a long one, with a lot of story and build-up around the Dragonkin and all their dangerous experiments. These late game quests really are incredible, and if you're into questing but haven't done them yet, I highly recommend jumping into the story. That being said, the incredible story comes with just as incredible of a challenge. The latter half of this quest is a gauntlet like we've never seen. I'm really gonna need all kinds of luck for this one. I'm gearing up for the big fights, and it's kinda hellish. I want to make anti-fire potions and ranging potions for those sick boosts in the fight. So to get some herbs, we're back in the old stomping grounds here at the Sorceress's Garden. We also really need a ranged upgrade. Thankfully, I can smith my own adamant bolts, and if I spend some time sourcing gems however I can,
Yes.
I can work myself up some enchanted bolts to hopefully make these attempts really count. I also needed a dragonstone for later on in the quest, and while I was catching magpies for diamonds, I figured I would go ahead and go for a crystal key.
Oh, finally. Holy shit.
I went over 6 times dry, getting 6 tooth halves before I got my first loop. I want to say thank you to Cream Pie, a random hardcore who helped call magpies out to me when they found one. They really helped clutch that loop half. And we finally got the key. There's our dragonstone. No extra loot, but who needs it? With the gear and supplies all settled, it's time for Vorkath. Kinda. I'll be honest, I'm scared. I remember really struggling with both boss fights in this quest back when I did it on my main, and I really cannot afford to be paying the death fees of 100k per death, not without some money grinding. For that reason, we're gonna do some practice runs. Because I've been focusing so hard on the Equal Feller questing grind, I managed to let my main's membership lapse. But now we're going to bond up, gear up in the same stuff the Equal account has, and go for some trial runs. My stats are a little better on the main, but the quest version of Vorkath is also slightly easier, so I think it'll balance out well enough. At least enough to learn the mechanics. I also am bringing these stat boost potions to simulate Equal Feller's real inventory, but I'm not actually going to be drinking them, to equalize the stats a little. This is my first time doing this fight in years. Wish me luck. There were definitely some growing pains with getting back into this boss.
I'm surprised I actually drink the anti-fire potion.
I had to relearn some of the intricacies, or should I say jankiness of the fight.
Hello?
Remembering you can't cast Crumble Undead on the crab if you're in the middle of shooting a bolt.
I clicked him, but it didn't work.
Realizing that if you get a shot off while the head crab is out, it doesn't damage him, even if your Rupia Bolt spec went off.
Just got a screecher that does 0 damage.
Learning to just mitigate venom damage with anti-poison doses rather than worrying about a full cure.
Yeah, every time I de-venom me, venoms me again. We're gonna see about doing just 1 sip of anti-poison per venom, to at least get rid of the envenom status.
I never actually got the kill on Vorkath on the main.
Alright. It was a close one.
But after a few attempts, I was so confident in the mechanics, I decided to just give it a try on the Equal Feller account.
Damn. Shit was dead fucking easy.
We finished with almost a full inventory of food. I didn't realize the quest version was that much easier. Not much later, we have all the key pieces, and whoopsie, we unleashed Galvek on the world. We've gathered together all the world's leaders, and now it's time to start the war on dragons. This segment is a series of dragon encounters, but thankfully you get a checkpoint after each one, so you can freely teleport out and restock. It's only a matter of time to reach the final boss, Galvek.
And we tell you. See you soon, buddy.
And once again, it's time to practice on the main. Inside the Myths Guild, which is what we're trying to get entrance to on the Feller account, is the Pool of Dreams, where I can freely refight Galvek as much as I want. so we're gonna grind this till I feel comfortable. It was here that I had to go babysit for my brother, but I was so antsy to keep working on the quest that I pulled out the phone on the couch in their living room while the kids were distracted with some TV, and I tried Galvec out on mobile. I even beat him first try. I didn't want to risk it on Feller on the phone though, so I saved myself for later. When I got home I did a few more Galvec attempts on the main, but I never actually managed to beat him. I decided to just send it on Feller once again and hope we get lucky with our ruby bolts.
Nice. Nice. Final phase. Nice. 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 Please, one. Yeah, baby. First try, technically. Whew.
And here we are, back at the entrance to the Mist Guild. I guarantee you these motherfuckers haven't done anything near as cool as me. Dragon Slayer 2 has been completed. God, that feels good. We also got 75 smithing, 75 mining, 75 agility, and 75 thieving. Let's enter the guild. The legend has become myth. And if we talk to Ellen here, we can get some extra combat XP. There's 75 strength, 75 attack, and 95 combat. And now, only one quest remains. Before that though, we've still got a mini quest to do. We're back in the Bandos camp. I struggled hard trying to melee this guy, but I figured since I've got all this cool ranged gear on me already, I might as well try to range him down this time. Maybe it'll work out a little better. Keep in mind, we only have to kill each boss once.
Oh shit. Okay, that did not work. Fuck.
It's kinda fucking hard to recover your stuff here when you die. Let's try to avoid that going forward. We're keeping Protect from melee on this time, cause I suck at running from him.
Alright, fuck me right in my asshole.
Who made this shit? I'm gonna give this one more try, because I realized I didn't drink my stat boost last time, but I'm not hopeful.
Well, kinda started doing damage to him, but like, I don't stand a chance.
I've got a couple of ideas before I try my final backup. One is back to melee. I seem to do better with that, at least for bandos. Another is inventory space. A little extra food could go a long way. First is something called nest storage. If you climb to the top of this windmill in Alderaan, you can store some lower value tradable items. I'll stick my rune crossbow in here, for when I need to swap attack styles at other bosses. The reason inventory is such an issue is because if you die while holding the key pieces, they disappear. That means we've got to do all this in one life. No death piling for more inventory space here. The next special storage method is known as cold storage. If you enter the Blue Moon boss fight, there is a phase where it takes your weapon and traps it in ice. If you log out during this phase, it will hold the item indefinitely for you. This is great for untradeable weapons like the Ivan staff, which we could just drop, but if we ever wanted to get back would be a huge cash sink. There's also this handy little storage device you can get at the crossbow store in Keldagrim. You can talk to the owner and get this nifty little bolt pouch, which lets you hold multiple bolt types in a single inventory slot. Great for our expanding arsenal. Let's try it again with melee and a freshly cleaned inventory.
Not quite.
Well, we lived at least. I don't know folks, this might be doable, but right now it's feeling very not doable. I have one final backup plan I'm gonna try. And if I can't make that work, then fuck the mini quest. While the bosses drop the key piece 100% of the time, the minions actually drop it at a 1 in 20 drop rate. So we're gonna see if we can tank the boss and kill a minion or two.
Fuck.
Well, we got a couple minion kills in, so this might actually be grindable. It's gonna take a while though. There's 75 hit points.
Shit.
You know what? This shit's annoying. I'm not doing it. Rage at me in the comments if you want. No one could be more upset about it than me. This mini quest is bullshit anyway. Let's go do a real quest. This is where shit gets real. We've just gotta bust into this tomb real quick and we can start the final quest. Desert Treasure 2. Now, once again, I have never done this quest before, so I'm gonna be reading all the dialogue and absorbing it in. I do know that there are some serious boss fights throughout the quest though, so to give myself a solid chance, I think I might do this quest on my main at the same time. That way I can practice the bosses with less severe death consequences before doing them on the equal account. Gotta get the main caught up first though, it's been a long time since I went questing on him. We're going to start with the Suck, because I've already got a slightly better than bronze pickaxe in my pockets. That means we're going to jail. Is this supposed to be hard? Man, they really turned this section into a survival horror game. Ring around the rosy, bitch. That's him taken care of. Easy. Now we stand in front of Duke Suck's door. That means it's time to switch to the main for some practice. Honestly, looking at a couple of guides, this doesn't seem that difficult overall. So long as you have the mechanics down, you don't seem to take much damage. So let's get those mechanics down. This guy does a slam attack, and you have to step away before the explosion each time. There's a lot of precise timing, but it's one of the simplest fights in the quest. Alright, let's tell you out. My main takeaway is, remember to bring prayer pots. And stat boosts are helpful too. I'm not actually going to drink the stat boosts on the main, to keep things equal, but I know I forgot them on the equal account too, so this is more of a note to self. Other than that, I've just got to do better. I messed up on the poison throw multiple times. Okay, this guy's actually kind of super easy. What? Is that supposed to happen? Okay, that was significantly easier than I feared it would be. Maybe the other bosses are worse, but I don't think I really have anything to fear from this guy. Now let's do it on the account that matters. Yep, this guy's dead easy. And there's the medallion. If the rest of these bosses are this easy, I'm gonna be swimming free with my quest cape in no time. Whoa, is that a Psycho fan pissed off that this video is taking so long to come out? And the medallion has been placed. 1 down, 3 to go. Next, we're gonna tackle Vardorvis, because I've heard it's very difficult, and I wanna see if I've got the stones for it. It's a horror movie. Ooh, free stamps. Suddenly having a status bar that proclaims you as healthy is so spooky. They really went hard on the set design for this quest. Blowing up these dudes is so satisfying if you line up the satchels and barricades correctly. Here we go, boss fight number 2. And that means it is once again time for a main swap. From the guides I watched, this once again seems to be more about mechanics than anything, so let's try and nail those down. This guy's main mechanic is the axes that regularly appear and sweep across the arena. You have to predict their pathing and dodge them. You also have to occasionally do a ranged prayer flick, but that's relatively simple. If you don't mess up, you're golden. Okay, I basically have him dead, but I'm leaving because I boosted and I need to not do that. We've replaced the boosts with some placeholder items, so we can emulate both the stats and the inventory space. I really suck at predicting the axes. Alright. Now, it was close though. It seems like so long as you have him figured out mechanically, he only deals chip damage. So this should definitely be possible for the Feller account. Oh. I've just gotta do it right. Take 5. Okay, got him. It was a little close. I think I understand what's going on here. Now it's time to do it on the account that counts. Wish me luck. Fuck. Come on, brother. Bullshit. Okay. We got him. And now there's a mid-boss fight. After the big boss fight. The order's a little off, but whatever.
Nice.
Beat him first try. I started searching around for the medallion with no way to cure my venom,
Well, fuck about that, man. I want my shit.
but had to give up or else die.
Well,
We recovered our stuff and found the medallion. Thank goodness. Nope, there's the superfan.
see ya.
2 down, 2 to go. Next up is the Leviathan, aka my prayer switching nightmare. But we've got a little preamble to work through first. This lady again. Cue up the clip where I foresaw her being evil during the Guardian of the Eye quest eons ago, but then never actually included the clip in the video. We made it through all the puzzles. I actually like puzzles a lot, so that was pretty fun. Now we've got a boss fight to worry about. Leviathan? That's no boss. Oh shit. It is once again time to bust out the main. Let's do this. This guy starts shooting faster and faster as the fight goes on, but if he is getting too fast for you, you can cast a shadow spell on him to stun him and reset his speed.
Close one.
That was a close one, but I started panicking towards the end. I just realized I wasn't recording, but I just beat the Leviathan second try, and it was honestly a whole lot easier than I expected. Now it's Equalfeller's turn.
Do it.
Easy. He's like 4 food. Back. First try, baby. So far, all of these bosses have been significantly easier than I expected. Let's hope that trend continues.
Jesus.
Profane jump scare. 3 down, only 1 remains. Our final, asterisk, challenge is the Whisperer. And I think I may have saved the hardest for last. It's getting a little weird down here. Are these all my Equal-Man predecessors? The Whisperer. Time to gear up. Man, the inventory is an absolute mess, but I want to avoid re-gearing before the next fight if I can. So we'll see if we can manage the Whisperer with this little food. If we swap to the main, we're emulating the inventory space with my big shark collection. Have I ever told you I love AFK fishing? Because my magic level is so much higher on the main, I won't be using Mystic Might to make up for some of the difference. If this is in keeping with the other bosses, it is more mechanics based anyway, but I still want to emulate Equalfeller as much as possible with these attempts. The crux of this fight is making sure you're praying against the right attack style, which you can tell from the boss's projectiles. So you need to swap your prayers appropriately while also avoiding the tentacle slaps that come out every burst of shots. Mechanically, it's fairly simple, you just gotta click fast. Whew, I got her to the enraged phase. Started getting spooky towards the end though. It was a close one, we just barely didn't cut it. Honestly though, I am feeling kinda confident in the mechanics after that attempt. I think I'm gonna send it. Oh, so close. Now that I died though, that does give me a little more inventory space. That should help a little with the slip-ups. What the fuck? Why did that happen? Oh my god, I ran out of runes. We remembered to restock the runes this time, though I am a little broke because of it. Ah, easy. Shit, we didn't even eat. That's the last medallion claimed, but our superfan won't just let us have it that easy. Our superfan rigged the door and threw us in jail. This next fight doesn't seem too hard on the surface, so I'm just gonna go right for it on the feller. Our superfan conveniently left us a hairpin to use as a lockpick and all our stuff in a chest nearby. I think they secretly wanted us to have a fair fight against them. An honorable fan. This person uses all 3 attack styles and also prays against your attack style every few attacks. There's no way to block all the damage, so just focus on attacking against their prayers, and it's really just a tank and spank style DPS check.
Holy boosh. No!
I blame myself for not wanting to make money to buy a new scimitar and using the Blue Moon Spear for my melee weapon instead. We brought a real weapon this time, better food, and remember to bring stat boost too.
The real secret is counting the attacks and preemptively swapping weapon.
Yep.
And there's our medallion. Of course, Asgarnia Smith here feels like we owe him something despite us doing all the work, and he somehow steals our medallion and goes into the tomb first. God damn, it's like a whole ass Majorat convention in here. Hey, there's Purston. Knew she was evil. Didn't quite expect all this though. Damn, maybe Mr. Asgarnia Smith here really did deserve the treasure. Now we have to fight his ghost minions. First is a repeat of the assassin fight from Secrets of the North. Pretty simple overall, just lure him in the smoke and dodge his poison vial throws. Next is Ketla, and she's a real nightmare for me. My gear definitely has some subpar range defense, so it really is my fault in the end, but I really struggled against her. Her clones shredded my ass. Then there's Cassandre again, the mid-boss we fought after Vardorvis. His fight isn't that bad, and the mechanics are pretty fresh in my memory too since we just fought him earlier in the quest. But Ketla sucked down too much of my food, so I had to leave.
I need more food.
Here's a little pro tip for you. Pre-pot your stat boosts, buy food to fill up the inventory, then run over to the fight as fast as you can.
Fuck this.
Okay, let's pre-pot and buy some potatoes to supplement our cape wands. Had to fish them myself because I'm so broke.
This is bullshit, you know that?
I'm going to die so I can hold more food, because Ketla's causing me some serious trouble. Attempt number 4, we actually managed to beat Ketla with tons of food to spare. We messed up on Cassandre's mechanics a little and wasted some food and prayer, but we beat him too, finally making it to the final ghost, Bursted. She's pretty simple, just pray mage, dodge your lightning bolts, and run from the leeches. You just gotta pray mage and dodge the lightning bolts.
Oh, fuck me.
Maybe next time.
I'm coming for you, Jackson County motherfuckers.
We had to give up take 5 because Ketla fucked us again. She's not our only problem though. Cassandre keeps fucking me too. We spent a ton of food on Cassandre, but we made it back to Purston.
Bullshit. Fuck you.
And just when you think it can't hurt you, even the early guys can come back to bite.
Move. Oh, you motherfucking piece of shit.
Had to give up early because I got poisoned.
Fuck me.
But if you persevere...
Fuck yes, brother.
Oh, God, that feels so good to finally see. So like, we beat the last quest and all, and it was very climactic, but we've still got a base level to hit. I'll reward myself with the quest cape after that. First up is using this lamp to get 75 prayer. We can destroy the others, that'll be good prayer XP for the next 2 base levels. Our next problem child is Slayer. We've got a ton of XP to go, and almost all our combats are already 75. Thankfully, we can do some achievement diaries to whittle that XP down. There's 15k for the Firminic diaries, there's the Kandarin Hards for another 15k, and the Corinth Hards for another 15k. One Prospector hat later, we also have the Falador Hards for one more drop of 15k. Unfortunately, that's all I can really do for now. If I want to be smart, I should do some temple trekking, but it's already been 3 weeks since the last video, and I want to put out this current video as soon as possible. So we're going to dip into our combat XP for the next level circuit to get this Slayer done faster. I'll make up the difference next base level with lots of temple trekking. On the way, we hit 75 ranged, only 2 skills to go. We also hit 75 farming off of random seed drops while doing Slayer tasks. 1 skill to go. And finally, 75 Slayer. There's just one last thing we have to do. If we speak to the wise old man, we can buy our quest cape. How is that? So good, man. We have hit base level 75, as well as finally hitting the goal we chose at the start of the account, the quest cape. All while leveling all our stats as equally as possible throughout. What an accomplishment. It took us 1,607 hours, 205 hours this video alone, and that is where we are cutting it, not just for the episode, but for the series. Kinda. Now it's time to answer the one question everyone has on their mind. Yes, I'm single. And also, of course there's gonna be a season 2. We're going for max, baby. The progress is going to slow down a lot, and we're likely gonna see some side series pop up soon too. But to keep our uploading schedule a little more consistent, we're going to be altering the formula for our future episodes. Exactly how? Well, I suppose you'll just have to wait and see. If you haven't already, subscribe. And we'll see you all very soon. Of course, I also have to give a huge thank you to our channel members. All of you are what kept us going through to the end of this Season 1 of the Equal Man series, and I hope to see you all for many more seasons and many more series to come. An extra special thank you to the highest tier members of the channel as well, Ellie Belly, Jack RS, Dark008, and Seppuku, the newest member. It's incredible to me that anybody would want to toss that much cash my way, and to have so many of you supporting me at this point truly warms my heart like nothing else. Thank you all, once again. Till next time.